With the chat.
There we go. Hey, welcome everybody to Astronomy Daily Live.
Everyone.
Hope everybody's doing well out there. And look who just popped in, Bobby.
Ha
You're 3 seconds late. What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with me? I just got done with KBC, moron.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. I think we're gonna have to, penalize you. We're gonna have to hold back on the paycheck this week or something.
Wow.
So
Don't mess with the Bobby.
All right. Well, cool. Well, welcome everybody to Astronomy Daily Live. Everything is well here. The sun is setting. The clouds are in the sky, but everything's good. Everything's really, really nice. Was working on some musical things today. Just messing around and stuff. Playing with some cover songs, and yeah, you're just having a good old time. So yeah, hope everybody's doing well. And Tom, hey, nice to see you in the chat. Glad you could join the group again. This is an ever-growing group. Just setting aside just a little bit of time each and every day to just sort of forget about everything else. Sit back, relax, grab our consumables of choice. I've got the hydrogen hydroxide again here, so cheers. And let's think big. Let's think universe. And actually, yesterday got a special request to take a look at Mars. So why don't we do that today? Just sort of see what's up over there. Mars is an amazing place. Chuck, nice to see you in the chat. Glad you're here. And yeah, Mars is about as amazing as everywhere else. And we have a spacecraft that is there now, the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, that actually has been there for quite a long time. I don't remember exactly when it got there. It's been at least 10 years, at least 10, if not more. And they are taking with all kinds of other data too, but they're taking a lot of images, high resolution images, where the pixels are like 25 centimeters on a side, a square foot. So that's pretty good. Pretty good. You would definitely, you might, if you sort of know where to look, you'd probably be able to see this telescope up there. So a little bit hard, because of the coloring, I guess, but
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and also on the panel, lest we forget, Atta. Hey, you're back. How was? You were working with some kids?
Yeah, we have they're kids I tutor, shelter kids. I took them to the North Museum. It's a very nice museum of science in my area. It does what the Franklin Institute in Philly used to do. And they have a lot of hands-on exhibits. And it's not just for little kids. I mean, teenagers as well. Lots of hands-on experiments. They even have an astronomy day several times a year where it's dedicated to the science of astrophysics, which is for a country area. I mean, in a small city like Lancaster is, I mean, it ain't Chicago, a small city. They have a lot of good educational opportunities here. And the educational system is much better than the East Coast, of the public education anyway.
Oh, okay, nice.
Much better than where I used to live. And, I just volunteer tutoring is what I do, and it's fun.
That is so fantastic. Yeah, I when I was in college, I tutored a little while. Of course, doing astronomy. I did some math and all that kind of stuff, and yeah, you definitely learn at least as much as the students, if not more. Right. So, all right. So I hear Bobby mumbling in the background there. I wonder
what's going on, Bobby?
Yeah.
I wonder what he's up to.
I'm getting something in my mind that makes me want to punch my uncle dead.
Oh, okay. Well, I suggest that you do that after the live stream. If at all, right?
Yeah, I think about it.
Yeah, I would contemplate that a little bit, but yeah. Hey, I
can let you have some helium. It'll paralyze the diaphragm. Nobody will ever catch you.
Now, I know that you know that there are thousands and thousands and thousands of ways to do this, right? So we're going to have to start making a list every single time you mention, certain way, to knock somebody off. So what was that? Helium on the diaphragm?
The diaphragm. A lung full of this little bit of helium people inhale to give them the Mickey Mouse voice,
Right, right.
That's not going to hurt you. That little bit in the upper lung. But you give somebody a lung full of helium, diaphragm locks up. They can't breathe.
Wow.
And they suffocate. It's a beautiful thing, And then the helium diffuses out. There's no evidence of it in autopsy. There's no reticulation in the pupils. They haven't been strangled. It's just a great thing.
So why isn't this being done more often?
Well, a lot of murderers are really stupid. Another one, if you're going to kill an older person, I probably shouldn't tell you guys this, but if you're going to kill an older person, a shot of air in the carotid artery is great because it'll give them a heart attack, and a heart attack is not questioned in an older person. And if you want to hurry that up a little, my personal favorite is potassium chloride. A little bit of that in the bloodstream, heart attack. And it's a painful heart attack, though. It's hard.
Yeah.
Your heartbeat is adjusted by sodium potassium ratios. You throw it off. And that also can't be picked up in autopsy because when you die, your cells release potassium anyway. So you can't, it hides the excess.
Interesting.
Well, I think we should get on to Mars.
Amazing. So yes, let us go from
are we going to Mars soon?
From murder
to
Mars.
Live long and prosper, Page Master.
Oh, hey, the Page is here.
Page Master. Page Master is
in
the room.
Sort of person.
Live long and prosper.
Long and prosper. All right. Yeah, let's since Bobby was asking about Mars and specifically HiRise images, let's take a look. I think I've got it already loaded over here.
And we are already stepping on the gas to Mars right now.
Yeah, we're on our way.
All right, so I've got it loaded here. So
now you really don't need warp to get to Mars, right?
Well, it'd be a lot more convenient. But see, this is one of the weird things, and I know that this is a little bit of a tangent, but I got to ask, okay? I thought, and I don't know if it was in the original series or if it was in one of the movies, but there was stated very, very clearly that you really don't want to engage warp drive in the solar system, right? You don't want to do that. Yet, in Star Trek IV, they engaged warp in the Earth's atmosphere, and I think there were several times when they actually engaged warp inside of the solar system too. But so anyway, I don't know if anybody knows about that. That's an extreme tangent.
I know, like in Star Trek 3, when they're trying to get weight with Excelsior, they engage, the Enterprise engaged warp and around Earth. And
okay. Well, so like I say, if you want to warp to Mars, I think that is just fine, as long as there isn't any kind of problem with that. It would be a very, very, very short warp, right? I mean, it'd be like a whoop. That's about it. So because it's really,
And
really
that's
close
why
to
you
us.
really don't need warp speed when you're in the solar system.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think what's it called? The
Impulse.
impulse.
Yeah.
And I think the impulse engines are those are fusion engines. Is that right? Or are they ion engines? I forget exactly. Atta
Wait a
has to
minute.
know this. Or
Page
Pagemaster
Master
must know.
retracted a message. It was probably the answer. He probably thinks we're pitiful trying to figure this out because I'm sure he knows.
Yeah.
I fully admit that.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah, he mentioned something about the solar system law that nobody should engage warp in the solar system.
Yeah, but that has been done. That's been done many, many,
There.
many times.
Says that is a solar system law, no warp speed, but in extreme conditions.
Okay, well, all
So-
right. And I see that Andy Cowley is in the chat. Hey, nice to see
Hi.
you again, Andy. Excellent. Glad you're here. We Bobby
Going
wanted
to
to
Mars.
look at Mars, so we are looking at Mars. So no warp speed, but in extreme conditions. So I guess in Star Trek 4, you would call that an extreme condition.
I like warp. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, the first one I see here is one that you probably saw in the news. Speaking of Star Trek,
Yes.
we got our little thing. Now, these kinds of shapes are everywhere on Mars. So, I mean, it's not as if it's weird. But these are kind of interesting because they're calling these dune footprints. So, and I'd actually read this already when the image came out. So, in the past, now this is the theory, right? This I think is a pretty far out theory, but you have to make a guess. So the thinking is that in the past there was a dune here, a sand dune, and over time the area like around it here got weathered and moved around and everything else, and the stuff under the dune didn't. And then all the dust blew away. Don't know why. And so you're sort of left with this raised area. I assume that this is a raised area and not a lowered area.
Yeah, it looks raised.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, a footprint is usually
Okay. So
we
what
go-
happened in Star Trek 4 is they were in the bird of prey. They had 2 wells and million tons of water.
right.
They needed warp speed to escape the Earth's atmosphere. Otherwise, you're going to have problems.
Really? Well, I mean, that's as good as explanation as any, I suppose.
That is the explanation. Yeah.
It's a good one. That's a good one.
Because I think
sure.
in Pagemaster's sentencing, I think the reason why that you want to have warp speed is because if you don't engage in warp speed, the hull may break and you may lose your mission, and you're pretty much stuck in the 20th century forever.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, and also, I mean, the reason why they engage the warp at all, I think, is probably not only to escape the Earth's atmosphere, but also because they were trying to get up to time warp again, and they only have an astronomical unit of distance, right? So they have to kick it into gear like as soon as they possibly can, because that's an extremely short amount of distance there. They have to cover.
And they're trying to get back into the 23rd century.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Exactly.
into the point of time where they still got that probe
Right. And of
trying to find
course,
out where the heck are the rails.
yeah. And Spock had to make a guess, and he just couldn't handle that. Couldn't handle that at all. But he did very well. And I think McCoy says that your guesses are better than some people's facts.
Yeah.
All right,
And of
let's.
course, he was like half human when, like at the end of Star Trek 3, they had to like correct the minds of McCoy and Spock.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Okay, so here's the original image, and what I'm going to do is just zoom in here, just like we always do, and let's take a look here. So that's kind of an interesting thing, and there's actually some kind of a bumpy structure inside here
I
too.
really love in Star Trek 6 that McCoy and Spock worked together to try to stop a Klingon ship that's well known for firing when cloaked.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's either, see, it could be the footprint of a giant pterodactyl or something.
Right.
If you want to go far out, you know.
Yeah. All right, so there's our little friend, and he's quite alone. I mean, there's nothing else here. Oh, I guess there's a couple other little ones down here.
Little ones. Oh, yeah. Look at that.
There's
Baby.
another weird looking one there. Got some.
Oh, proof there used to be life on Mars?
Well, there used to be Star Trek on Mars, at least.
Yeah.
I knew it was real. I knew it.
I knew it too. I knew it too. So, what I always do when I'm looking at these Martian things is I always try to imagine walking around, down here and trying to imagine what it looks like from the ground. And pretty flat. It's kind of hard to tell what these black things are. If those are, I don't know if they're boulders or if they're just some weird coloration of the soil. It's kind of hard to tell. And these bumps don't look really, really huge. The pixel scale here, I think it said was 56 centimeters per pixel. So, these bumps aren't little bumps. They're, at least a few feet high, I would say. It's sort of hard to get a sense of the altitude here, but that's all right. Okay, well, that is, that's moderately interesting. I think we should move on though and see what else is going on. All this stuff. When was this uploaded? So all these were loaded on the 10th of June. Okay, and then it goes back to the 1st of June. So pretty recent stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Only, just a couple of weeks old. No problem. This just says terrain sample. It's not a very interesting description. So this is 29 centimeters per pixel. It's pretty nice. All right, let's take a look. Terrain sample. Okay. So you've got supposedly these are dunes. They look like dunes. Kind of neat. There's dunes inside of this crater here. So I guess the sun is sort of coming in this way, and it's pretty high. The shadows aren't very long, so it's pretty high in the sky. So we're seeing a little bit of a shadow there. Some more dunes down here. Very cool. Lots of craters, lots of little cratering things going on here. So yeah, this actually is a pretty good sample of terrain. It's an interesting little shape there. Looks like an upside down 7.
It's kind of like a bit weird that when you look at these HiRise images, they haven't been uploading anything ever since. Because I don't think there's anything new ever since.
Well, yeah, I don't know if they have any kind of regular schedule when it comes to these. I would assume that they're sort of, pumping them out as fast as they can. But I sure like looking at them, though. So there's
Yeah.
another.
Because I think it takes about 2 or 1.5 months to process them. That's my guess.
Yeah, not sure. Not sure.
It does when you go back to the to that page. Hey,
Yeah.
Ron.
Hey there, Mr. Ert. How are you?
And then there's Ingrid Asa from Brazil.
Ingrid, nice to see you.
Hola!
Hola,
Ingrid.
hola. Hey, there's a solar eclipse coming up really, really soon. I don't think that you're going to be able to see totality there, but you're going to see something. And it's coming up really, really soon. I forget exactly when it is, but it's coming up really soon. So, if you don't know about that already, check it out. It's those are always so awesome to see. Even if they aren't total, they're still really, really cool. Really, really cool to see. So yeah, that's coming up pretty soon. So what did you want us to look at here, Bobby?
Now you look where it says acquisition date.
Yes.
And compared to the time of upload, you see like there's like a good delay.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I don't really have any kind of explanation for that. The sort of the official data always comes out on the PDS, the Planetary Data System. They have sort of the official releases. And you can sort of see here that there was a Mars reconnaissance data release on June 1st that looks like it includes HiRise images. So,
and I noticed there's an InSight data release too, just recent.
Yes. In fact, I want to take a look at that. I'm really, really curious to sort of see what kind of data.
I saw a video on Revolution Imager.
Oh, good.
On
What'd you
YouTube.
learn?
The guy showed live video when he through the scope as he was taking the pictures.
Oh, right. Nice.
Pretty darn cool. And
nice.
Okay.
Good.
So I mean, for a starter camera, I think it'd be a good buy.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I actually noticed. I was watching a video of that one too, and I noticed that battery pack is actually rechargeable.
Oh, okay.
So that's sort of just. I mean.
Well, see, I have my battery, my Celestron battery pack.
Mm-hmm.
For my scope, and
I think that'll work too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Okay. So
plug
the
right up.
solar eclipse is on July 2nd, and you might see totality in South Pacific, Chile, and Argentina.
Yep.
Not
Yeah.
here.
So it's coming up in just a couple days. Yeah.
We're gonna see the sun here.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to. Definitely not.
So I'm guessing Ingrid's favorite show might be live streaming it. I'm not sure. If you can understand Portuguese.
Well, I'm absolutely sure that that is going to be live streamed for sure, for sure. So check it out. Yeah, it's coming up really, really soon. I don't know exactly when, but it's going to be during the day. I know that much.
Well, everybody should know that. Come on, man.
Gotta be.
Now here's a question.
Man, I am just on.
Here's a question. Now, can you observe the moon's location when you're not in the same line of sight as the solar eclipse? Can you still observe where the moon is in the sky? You know what I'm asking? So for instance, can you still see the moon even though you don't see the eclipse effect? Okay, because you're not in the right angle, obviously. But would you still be able to see the moon?
I got you. So I think what you're asking is that if there isn't an eclipse, but you're still at new moon, can you see the moon?
Yeah.
And that's really, really, really hard because the moon is near the sun. It's going to be either sort of above it or below it, right?
Okay.
So it's sort of in the same part of the sky as the sun, really, really, really close. Within a few degrees, and we are actually looking at the dark side of the moon, the shadow side, and so the moon is really, really dark in the middle of the day.
Okay.
So, to be able to see it,
interesting.
it's really, 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 really hard.
I never tried.
It's possible.
So Pagemaster say there will be a partial lunar eclipse on July 16th and the 17th. It'll be actually going to be meant for Europeans, Africans, and Asians.
Yeah, and that's a very, very, very partial eclipse. It's just going into the penumbra. I don't think the dark part of the Earth is even going to be passing there. So it's going to be a very, very, very partial one. Yeah, very partial. All right, let's get back to Mars. All these wonderful, wonderful distractions. I like it. Come on, you poor machine. You can do it. I know you can.
Now,
here we go.
Now, what was that software that you used to do the test video today?
Oh, I think that was just YouTube live stream. That was. I was just, I keep hoping that things change there, but it's not going to. So okay, let's get back to this guy, and I think we were way down here. So let's start over here. Let's scooch on over, and we'll go up. There's a little interesting thing there. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Do you see? Almost look like rays coming out of that. You see that? Don't really know how these things are made, but pretty cool looking anyway. Kind of an oddly shaped crater. Got some sand dunes in it, and it's really amazing. It's almost a fractal type of thing. You have these dunes, the larger ones, and then you got these little ones in here.
Where is that at?
This is Mars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is Mars. This is taken with a camera on the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. It's called HiRise. Oh, does that look like a crater in a crater? Yeah. That's kind of nifty.
Did you ever find out your amount of boulders and rocks you were supposed to find on the asteroid?
Oh, well,
Or
that's an
you still-
ongoing. That's an ongoing
Oh, okay.
thing. Everybody needs to go over there and do one. Just do one. You can do more if you want, and I mean, you have to dedicate yourself a little bit. You got to say, okay, for the next 30 minutes, I'm going to do this, right? But yeah, they still have a long way to go. They've got until July 10th, so they only have like 12 more days or something like that. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do at least a couple more. So yeah, I greatly encourage you all to do it. It's worth the effort, and it's going to be a challenge. I think they were expecting Bennu to be a little more dusty,
Mhm.
and what they're finding is that it's this big ball of boulders. So it's going to be a challenge to collect anything, and that is sort of I guess what you call the primary mission is to grab some dirt and bring it back to Earth. But there's not really a lot of dirt. There's a beautiful mountain though. Look at that! Wow.
Ooh.
Now, NASA can give the Planetary Society more time if they couldn't get it all in that set amount of time.
I'm you know they the problem I think the problem is that in order to rendezvous with Earth, right, with their sample, they have to get that sample, within a certain window of time. Otherwise, they're either going to have to wait like what, almost 2 years, which I don't think that they are going to do. I'm not exactly sure, but it's sort of a timing thing, because they have to be able to grab this thing and then zip it back to Earth, and so you can't wait, right? The Earth and Mars are moving; they're not going to stop and wait for us. So yeah, there isn't really any way, to say, okay, let's give them more time. Um, there just isn't.
Okay, so the reason why they want to try to get them all before that set amount of time is to really make sure that they have the right information to land the spacecraft, get the sample, and get the heck out of here.
Yeah. They're trying to find a place to grab a good sample, and so they don't want boulders and rocks.
They don't want delays.
Yeah. Well, they can't. You know, I don't think delay is an option. This is a really beautiful area, isn't it? It's just. I mean, again, I try to put myself there. Standing at the base of this mountain or hill here, looking up at it, and
Okay,
wow, that's
so
really
Tom just
steep.
posted the current stats of Bennu
Oh,
images.
good. Yeah, I was kind of looking at that too.
Okay, and Page Master wants to go to page 2, and we're going to phone call Neely Patria Monitoring.
Okay, we certainly will.
So how high is this orbiter?
Well, we can actually look at the range. Spacecraft altitude, 269.7 kilometers. So, pretty darn
And
close.
I think Lightbart just crashed.
Nightbot crashed again. Is Is it taking a vacation again? You know, it's always asking for
I
vacation
think there's a
time.
lot of Twitchers that don't just use Nightbot, but they also use something called Stream Elements. I'm not sure they are meant for YouTube, but you can check it out.
Yeah, I know that there's a bunch of bots, and I want to minimize the number of bots. Nightbot, except for the occasional bad behavior and non-behavior, I think I've got pretty well tamed. So I hope so, at least. Let's see. Well, this actually grabs my eye really, really hard, but I'm trying to see if there's any other interesting things. All right. Dunes dubbed Tea Party.
So that's one that's orbiting Mars, right?
Correct.
And
Correct.
it just all it does is just take pictures and that's it.
Well, this
What does it do?
spacecraft, this spacecraft has this camera that's always looking down.
Okay.
It's got a bunch of other instrumentation as well. I'm not exactly sure what. And it's also used as a relay satellite. So the rovers on the ground, or the rover on the ground, sends its data to this spacecraft, and then this spacecraft actually sends it back to Earth. So, wow, this is kind of a weird looking place. Imagine walking around there. Hello. That was about a maybe a 7,
Yeah.
Bobby.
I
So
remember you used to grade him.
you've got to work on that a little bit. You got to let loose. You got to relax a little bit more.
Hey, I don't want to die sneezing. Come on.
No, you definitely won't. You definitely won't. Anyway, wow. What causes this? I mean, I assume that these are like dunes, but why are they all shaped like that?
You know what it looks like? It looks like the either like an animal food kibbles and bits. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought of that, but
these kinds of things are like taking the what's it called, the like the Rorschach test, the ink blot test.
Rorschach.
Yeah, I mean, these brains of ours just see all kinds of weird
but
things.
there's wind. There's wind on Mars, right?
There is wind. I mean, is this caused by wind? Now, I mean, we're sort of.
What is wind caused by though? I mean.
Oh well, I mean,
you know how it is on Earth, but I mean, what causes that on Mars?
It's pretty much the same thing. It's a difference in pressure, and so the high pressure goes to the low pressure, and that makes the air move, and that's wind. This, these images are, we really don't know what the context is here. This is a big piece of Mars, but we really don't know, what exactly the context is here. I think way down at the bottom, they actually do have a context image, right? So this little box is actually where we're looking. So, now that we have sort of a larger view here, why is it like that here? It's probably like that all over the place here because this all looks about the same. It's hard to tell, but yeah, who knows? Who knows? I'm just in absolute awe. It's just absolutely amazing. These little black dots, I don't know what those things are, but they're They're all around them too. So go figure. You know, it's yeah, pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. And you know, even the surface here has some really amazing texture. So yeah, pretty incredible. That is that's a pretty interesting background for your computer, right? That's a nice one.
If you can rotate it and stuff, that's for sure.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Well, and this is a pretty big image. I think this is, I think they're usually, well, I'm not exactly sure, but they're big.
At a you were gone last night. I asked the guys. I said, "Where's the good looking one?"
Not there. Not there for sure.
You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing.
Enriched terrain sample. Now he's
Yeah.
okay. So PageMaster was saying he wanted to look at the next page. What was he?
Would be it's
In
called
here.
Daily Pantria Monitoring.
Nili Patira. Where? Oh, here it is. Ooh, dunes. Okay. Yeah. So let's see here. Let's just get some
my
basic
God.
info here.
Oh my god.
272 kilometers. Good resolution. Okay, and that's kind of an interesting spot there. It's sort of, I don't know what's going on here with these craters, but that's kind of an interesting place. So yeah, let's take a look. Wow.
Wow.
So look at the ground here. Look at that. It's all, I don't know.
Makes you think that there is really used to be water on Mars.
Well, you know, supposedly these are sand dunes created by wind.
There's gold there.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be too surprised. But really, really amazing. The one thing that I've never done, and I don't know if I've ever even seen. I've never looked. You know, they try to monitor these dune fields. I assume, you know, to see if anything changes.
Yeah.
But I've never heard if anything actually does. So I'm going to have to look into that a little bit and see if I can find out a little bit more about that. Because, I mean, dunes on Earth are constantly changing. I would assume that it's slightly different on Mars because the conditions.
Mars lost most of its atmosphere because of its size, didn't it? Lower gravity. Is that true?
I think that is at least one of the contributors. At least, you know, that's the theory. You know,
I think it's Bobby sneezed. Bobby sneezed and caused the atmosphere to go away.
Okay, but page backdrop
Why too?
that looks like the surface of a Mars candy bar.
I was just thinking, if we ever tried to create an atmosphere on Mars, I realize we're a long way from that, but you know,
Yeah,
I would like
yeah,
there would be a possibility that it would stick around. You know,
yeah. So
Yeah.
page backdrop saying that looks like the surface of a Mars candy bar.
Yeah. I like all this crackly stuff here. It's all
don't talk about candy bars. I'm trying to watch my weight up.
Oh my
Too late.
gosh!
Too late.
Don't get me started with Burger King.
And then here, you know, there's even texture
Something's wrong with Chuck Naglin's zip code.
Something's wrong with Chuck's zip code. What happened?
Uh,
Yeah, his nightbot works.
oh, there's your problem. There's your problem. He typed weather. It's supposed to be my weather.
Oh, I gotcha.
Try again, Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck, try my weather, as Bobby said.
Yeah.
That should do it. Yeah. Good old Nightbot.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. Gotta say, so many. Yeah, it's just. I mean, what do you say, right? It's like, wow. This sort of implies that the prevailing wind is left to right. Yeah.
It does.
And everything is sort of angled.
When the wind prevails, I mean, the reason nothing's changing is there's no more wind. Not enough.
Yeah. Well, I think actually one of the neat things about Mars Insight is that they have a weather station there, and I haven't looked recently, but there's almost always wind of some sort. Sometimes it's strong wind, fast, and sometimes it's slow. But yeah, what I think the surface pressure on Mars is about 1/100th of ours. Is 1/100th or 1,000th? I forget exactly. It's very, very, very thin atmosphere. So even with a really strong wind, not going to feel much. But the theory is that these dunes are caused by wind, and yeah, it's
Not sure if Chuck and I should trade weather conditions.
trade.
No.
You gotta do a zip code, right? You gotta do a zip code.
Oh yes. You have to do a zip code too, Chuck.
Yeah, what do you
Yeah.
think?
That's right. Run was doing the command. Run was doing the command. You gotta provide a zip code.
Yeah.
Poor
Space-
Nightbot was like, no
No,
location.
you gotta space
provided.
it. Space
Yes,
between my weather
Oh,
and the
space
zip code.
it? Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. I'll get it. I promise.
So here's a recent impact site. These happen all the
There we
time.
go.
All the time. Let's take a look here and see. Okay,
It was 90 degrees today when I was mowing the grass. How do you like that?
is that hot or is that
90
cold?
degrees. 90 degrees. Is that hot?
I didn't
Well-
do manual labor. I wouldn't know. Yeah.
If it were 90 degrees here, it'd be actually pretty cool. So
Right.
Oh my gosh! But what about the real field, Ron? Because I was like in the 89, but the real field was 97. What's the real field you were served?
I don't know. It was hot.
see if I can.
It was well, we go, winter time it's minus, 30, So
Yeah.
90 degrees positive is pretty darn hot.
Yeah. See, it's only 86 here. That's cold. It's freezing. Man, I got to get my sweater.
Yeah, right now. You can get your sweater.
So
Yeah, well, yeah, right now
he's
it's
a
80,
sweater more.
right now it's 83 here. So it didn't
Okay.
really go down that much.
Right.
Yeah, but the good news for Earth's area is in the winter, everything gets killed off,
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I gotta admit though, I'd much rather be mowing grass than shoveling snow. So
I could not agree more.
And,
more.
some of you might have seen my pictures of my snow that we had this last year, and
Yes.
I have I have my deck in the backyard. You know, when you look at it and you see the snow on top of it, and it's actually 4 feet above the deck itself. So when you go to
Oh,
Imagine that you had the ability to manipulate the weather without feeling the regrets.
well, I can imagine it.
well,
But
if I can direct the weather,
No,
and
incorrect, Pacemaster. It's my weather, one word.
oh, okay, if I could direct the weather, and I would have. I don't mind the cold necessarily. I don't like the snow. So,
no, me neither.
well, I know.
I like
Yes.
all that. I like
And
snow.
well,
I don't have to drive in it. I'm retired. Somebody else shovels it. I mean, what
yeah.
Oh,
There you go, Paige.
Well,
wow.
yeah, I
So
have.
Oh.
what an amazing texture here.
yeah.
Pretty incredible. Pretty amazing.
Well,
All right.
I have to pay the city to shovel my driveway when you do.
I think Chuck Nagel's going to have to pick his pick. Either I want the thunderstorms, Pacemaster wants the storms, Rod wants the storms, or Cosmic wants the storms.
You can keep the storms.
Yeah, yeah. Keep the storm. Here, a storm means you don't have a house no more.
Right? Oh, yeah. Wow. Wow, look at that. Holy moly.
Oh, let's see what Uncle Bill's got.
Uncle Bill in the house. Nice to see you, Uncle Bill.
Okay, you got another choice. You got another choice for Chuck. Uncle Bill with clear skies.
Well, it's not bad. 75
Everything
degrees.
with humidity looks good.
Yeah.
See, I want to see. 93%.
The only one that has storms in the area is
Would
Chuck.
93% be unstable for viewing?
Um,
And the higher humidity, is that unstable for viewing for land?
that makes seeing conditions pretty rough. Yeah.
That like causes like wavy conditions in the view, right?
Correct.
Okay.
I can tell you of some notable live streams. I'm not sure what Sky is doing, but she's live on Twitch. But P&K should be live by now.
Yeah.
I think it's Jupiter and Saturn.
P&K, Paul and Keith. I know Keith personally.
Yeah, good. Going to be looking at planets tonight, huh? Nice.
And but yeah, what would be the ultimate? Of course, I don't know. Would zero be ultimate humidity? I mean, in reality, what would be the ultimate humidity level
Well, in terms of
for clear viewing?
yeah. That's why we fling things out into space.
Yeah.
Not much.
Okay.
Not much of that.
So
out
I
there.
guess there's still an ops for at Sky's stream. It's at Joshua Tree with Dr. Paul, Matt Sutter, Pamela Gay, Fraser Cade, and John Michael Goddard. Dustin and company from OBT Oceanside, maybe still be on site as well, but off cam at the moment.
Yeah, and I think
so Sky is still trying to do an ops, I think.
Yeah, I think. I mean, they're probably cloudy over there, but I think Dustin has access to other scopes around the country or around the world. So yeah, so maybe they're doing that. These are just plain old weird looking. This is
I
some
like to
really,
set up
really,
some remote listening sites. That would be good.
yeah. This is some weird.
And we're going to say goodnight to Ingrid.
All right, Ingrid. Thanks
Good
for coming
night,
in.
Ingrid.
Enjoy the eclipse.
Yeah.
Enjoy the eclipse. Yes. She's only going to get a partial, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's better than we're gonna get.
That's okay. Enjoy. Wow,
Yeah.
look at this. It's just absolutely incredible.
I
Wow.
remember, and I think it was, I wanted, I can't remember if it was here or if it was in Sacramento, when I witnessed two different eclipses. One was 75% and one was 50%.
Nice.
But 75% one was interesting. You saw the kind of like the night animals come out,
Wow.
you know. You had like
Oh, he-
night birds come out. You had mosquitoes come out. You had everything came out for about whatever time it was, 15 minutes or whatever it was.
and I
Yeah.
think Ingrid would be in the path of totality there.
But it was pretty funny though, and to see the reactions of these creatures coming out, thinking it was nighttime, oh,
Yeah,
it's sunset, and all of a sudden it's daytime again, like when
right. It's like, what is going on? Yeah.
yeah, it had to be really confusing for them, but it was so fun to watch.
Wow. Yeah.
So,
Keep us updated on Discord, Uncle Bill, about if there is going to be another star party by Sky was in the game.
Yeah, I mean, and that's one of the things I try to keep track of too, because those are really, really fun. But yeah, they aren't the only ones. P&K are doing it. Mark the Antenna's doing it. So check them all out. Check them all out for sure. For sure. So yeah, these are weird looking stripes here. Wow. Look at that.
And here you're in the desert, you're all alone, and all these guys are on those observation areas for remote scopes or in the dome, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, I wish I could be like them.
well, it's amazing when you can observe something from around the other side of the planet, when before that was not possible.
Not possible. Yep, it is now.
You think about how good we have it compared to even 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know what's
absolutely.
also great with technology, with radio and internet? Did you not know that we can get something called interlinking amateur repeaters?
Mm.
And you can still talk to people from one place to the other. And all you need is just an entry level license. You don't need no general and stuff.
Mm.
Yep. Let's see, layers around mound in northern mid latitudes.
And of course, there's always remote receivers as well.
Of course. Huh, so that looks like it's sort of sticking up. I mean, if that's
so apparently
that's a crater.
Amanda does Amanda does recaps on her show that she likes to watch. Not that this has anything to do with astronomy, but anyway,
that's all right.
She actually got a message from one of the ninja competitors. So apparently they must be watching her recaps, that she does on YouTube, and she does it like a news story, So she said, a real ninja guy actually left a message. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Well, that's pretty exciting. Yeah, that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, you never know who's watching your
cool
videos and stuff,
I know, that's absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, it's terrifying and good at the same time, because if you want the right people watching, you want the right people watching.
No, everybody's welcome here, even the wrong ones.
But
at least for a while.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else looks good here?
Also, our friend Charles will be doing a show on Earth Radio. I'm not sure when he's going to start, but
Cool.
he's going to be working on his own show here pretty soon. I'm just not sure when. When he gets ready.
Nice.
Yeah.
When he's ready.
And Uncle Bill Durwood, what's wild about the technology of these BSPs is they're showing deep sky objects with exposures fast enough to engage a Twitch audience.
Yeah.
No, wasn't there 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's the technology to take the images and put them up on your screen has been around for a long time. What hasn't is being able to share it, right?
Right.
So that is sort of the new thing here. We've had CCD cameras and all that for a while. Even the video and all that for quite a while. But to be able to put that on the net and share it around, that is the really awesome thing. And lots of people are doing it, and I think it's great. And it's absolutely
I had my interview with Alan B. Smith. He does paranormal now on KGRA radio, and
oh, good. Good.
He really enjoyed his time, and he's probably going to be back again. And
Excellent.
then some other people were listening to it in the archives, and they really enjoyed what they heard. So that's a good thing.
Yes. So look at this boulder field here. Look at all those boulders just kind of just scattered around.
Yeah, I said all that because I got to ask you to come back for an interview.
Yes, I need to do that. That, and I definitely want to. It's just a matter of
when you got time. Yeah, when you got the time. So.
Yeah. So what's really, really neat about shadows is that they give you an indication of sort of the shape of the boulders here. So you can sort of see they're all the solar angle here is pretty low, but yeah, it looks like a lot of these boulders are sort of pointy. Trying to think, if they were perfectly round, I guess they would still look a little conical, but yeah, these look a little bit more than just conical, but pretty amazing. Let's keep going here. Let's go down because they were talking about dust devil tracks, so-called dust devil tracks. I don't know. We should really remain skeptical about all of this, because we can make some guesses and we can think that we're really sure, and who knows. But lots of dust devil tracks. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. These look, we've looked at a few others in the past, and those others have always looked really dark and really pronounced, sort of high contrast. These are a little fainter, and I don't know if that implies that they're older or if the surface is different. Yeah, it's hard to know. I'm just throwing out wild guesses here, but lots of boulder fields here. Oh, so here's Stonehenge on Mars. There you go. See it? It's all lined up there with the rocks and everything. There we go. Proof of ancient civilization right there. There we go. Absolute proof.
That's it.
Extremely obvious. Yep.
Can't you see it?
I should, yeah. I can. But yeah, it's like, well, how did these things get out there?
The CIA probably put them there.
Oh, yeah. I always forget about them.
We did. We put them there already.
That's right. Ancient
Yeah.
humans.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, just it's just this boulder fields, just huge, huge, huge boulder fields here, and these are pretty big. Let's go back and see what the resolution here is. So these are something like 50 centimeters per pixel. Okay, so if we look at one of these boulders,
What moon of Mars is collapsing its orbit? Is it the one that's closer? And
I I think both of them are sort of getting, gradually closer. I think. Don't remember exactly. Anyway, I'm sort of looking here.
that one was in danger of.
Yeah, we're about to lose Otto. I think there's going to be a gunfight at the Crab Nebula.
Oh,
About to lose Atta. Well, Atta, have a great evening. Thanks for coming in. So these are a few pixels across. I would say,
and
it's hard to tell.
Good looking one.
Yeah. Because these are JPEGs, we're not actually going to see, the pixels themselves. But I'm thinking that this is probably, I don't know, no more than 10 pixels across. So, that's 500 meters. It's probably not that big. Or 500 centimeters, sorry. It's, might be about that big. What, 500 centimeters is, let's get that into English units. So that's about 100, almost 200 inches.
Mm.
So 16 feet. So, yeah, the size of a like a bus or something. A small bus, I guess. So yeah, car size, big car, something like that. So yeah, these are pretty sizable boulders here for sure. All right. Lots of boulders. All right, we made it to the top. Let's go down here. See all these weird so-called dust devil paths. Kind of neat. Pretty amazing. If that's what those actually are, it's just incredible. Well, cool. All right. Well, Bobby, are you satisfied? Moderately satisfied?
Yeah, I'm
Good.
blessed.
I think I'm pretty satisfied too. And I'm noticing.
So here's a quick thought. All right.
Okay.
Real quick thought before you wrap it up. If
All
you
right.
were the last person on Earth, I saw a video today on Facebook about that. Last person on Earth, what would you do? You're the last person on Earth. What would you do?
Well, that's an interesting thought. That for me, that's not enough information. Because it's like, well, is there anything else? Anything? Is there any like air and food and water?
You'd have to find out how to,
here.
You'd have to figure out how to survive. You'd have to.
Yeah, and therefore I wouldn't. That would be the end of that.
Good answer.
It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to do that. So I don't think it's really, really easy to say what you think you might do. But when you're put into that kind of situation, who knows?
You'd be very lonely. You'd be really lonely.
Who knows? Yeah, it's hard to tell. Hard because that's kind of an unusual circumstance, I would think.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't know. In one of the Twilight Zones, one of my favorite Twilight Zones, World War III occurs, and one guy is left, and it's all
Mhm.
he ever wanted to do was read books.
Oh
But he
yeah.
was always, he had to work. He had a nagging wife. He had a boss who's like, you got to work, and all that. Well, after they're all gone, he's alone. He finds the library, and he's like, I'm set. And he sits down, and he leans over to grab his first book, and his glasses fall off and smash on the ground, and he can't see. So that's a Twilight Zone. So yeah. If there were like an adequate number of books, and if there was enough, sort of food and water and everything else, I might hang around. I don't know. I'm not too connected to this anyway, so I'd have to decide at the time. So, all right. Well, I think I'm going to get out of here for now. And one thing I'm going to mention every single live stream, just briefly, is Patreon. If you go over, look for Cosmic Lettuce over there. Consider supporting my research. I am trying to get into that full time. I've been doing it part time for years and years, and I'd like to do a lot more. I'd like to publish, and there's a lot of projects that I am sort of partially through, and I want to finish all of these. I want to get them done, which means I've done the work, I've written the paper, and most importantly, I've gotten referenced. That really makes it all worthwhile. So consider a little bit of support. I've got some different tiers, and I'm trying to think of new kinds of tiers and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, consider that. I'm trying to do this full time, and professional astronomers also take your money. They just sort of go behind your back and grab it, right? I'm asking you directly.
Mhm.
Consider it, but I am going to get out of here for now. What's that, Bobby?
Now, like Uncle Bill said, I'll be upset when the net went down, but I will console myself if I can't be at the library with that guy.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. I think
If the internet were off to go down, it'll be shortwave will definitely come back to life.
yes. Unless the atmosphere is vaporized,
Then you'd be in trouble.
then you'd have other problems, I guess. So, all right, everybody, I'm going to get out of here for now. Peace, cheers, and all that. Have a great evening, a great day. Tell a friend. My goal, one of my goals with this live stream is to just share my passion for the science of astronomy and space and all that kind of stuff. So the more people I can share with, the happier I am, and I've got a lot to share. Because the universe is absolutely amazing. So, okay, everybody, take care. Peace, cheers, live long and prosper, and I will see you in one Earth spin, a little less than 23 hours from now. Okay, see you later, everybody.